There will be no classroom questions today. No Viva, no project guides. So good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you to this auspicious occasion. I am Vishal Kapoor, 1991 mechanical batch, your co-host for the evening. And I'm going to be handing over the proceedings to a gracious lady over here, Shreya, who is going to be co-anchoring the evening along with us. Shreya, over to you.
Hello. A very good evening to one and all present here for the Alumni Meet celebrating 175 years of IIT Roorkee. My name is Shreya Jain, 2016 batch MSc Biotechnology. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries, delegates and our dear alumni. So without any further delay, let's begin the event with the auspicious lighting of the lamp. I would like to invite all our dignitaries on the stage. Professor Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi, Director, IIT Roorkee.
Professor Manoranjan Patida, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee. Padma Shri
Shri Harsh Neotia.
Shri Manoj Pant.
Professor Partha Roy, Dean of Resources and Alumni Affairs, IIT Roorkee.
Professor Arun Kumar, IIT Roorkee Chairman for the 175th year celebrations.
I would also request our two senior most alumni present here with us to come on the stage. Shri Rajkumar Kapoor, 1960 batch, and Shri Ashok Kumar Mukherjee, 1966 batch. your seats. I would now request everyone to please stand up for the IIT Roorkee.
Jayati Jayati Vidya Sansthan, Jayati Jayati Vidya Sansthan, Indi Shringo Se Abhinandit, Ganga Jai Karte Kalya, Jayati Jayati Vidya Sansthan, Jayati Jayati Vidya Sansthan, Shiksha जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनार शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनार श्रमं विना न किमपि साध्यं यन्त्र कला कौशल्यभिया जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर अंतरिक्ष में यान उड़ाकर नवयुग को देता आवाज जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान सर्वजन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित सर्वजन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित वैज्ञानिक युग पथ में मूर्ति भूपर नाथा स्वर्ण विराज जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान नई प्रेरणा से दीप्त मन नव सपनों से हर्षित लोचन नई प्रेरणा से दीप्त मन नव सपनों से हर्षित लोचन नए सत्य की उर्मी धड़कन ध्येय राष्ट्र जीवन कल्याण जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान हिंदी शृंगों से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कल्याण जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान.
Thank you very much. I know it's giving goosebumps to a lot of us over here. In fact, most of us sitting in this room, getting our old memories back. We have the privilege of having a very, very dignified, important person amongst us as the guest of honor, Padma Shri Harshvardhan Neotia. Could we have his profile, please? He does not need any introduction, but as a formality, as a protocol, I'll still follow it. He is the chairman of the Ambuja Neotia Group, Padma Shri awarded in 1999, a YPO Legacy of Honor Award, a DLIT by the Vidyasagar University, West Bengal. An active member and a past president of FICCI, also past president of AIMA. He is presently the member of Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts, Chairman of National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, and Council Member of the National Culture Fund, Government of India. He has formerly been on the board of IIM Kolkata, IIT Kharagpur, and on the court of Jawaharlal Nehru University. I would have needed many slides to do justice to his introduction. I have just tried to keep it as short as possible. So could we have the honor of having you on the stage, please? Sir had requested us that instead of him coming and giving a speech, he says it sounds boring to people, so I don't agree. He's a wonderful orator. I've heard him speak at multiple forums, occasions, and it's an honor listening to him. It can spellbound people. But he wanted to be more interactive. He wanted us to ask him some pointed questions and share his experiences as a very inspirational entrepreneur for all of us. For those who know him or following his journey, I've seen him go from strength to strength, building up an organization in a very, very professional manner. Not just like a family-run business. He's made it very, very professionally organized. A lot of us are associated with him directly or indirectly, so we know how the organization works. So I wanted to ask her a few questions around your journey as an entrepreneur.
But Vishal, 1 second before you ask a question, let me congratulate IIT Roorkee for this amazing achievement, I would say. 175 years in the life of any institution to go from strength to strength is a great testimony to all the leaders that have led this institution, and most importantly, all of you, the alumni, who have contributed to its continued success. So my heartiest congratulations to all of you. Our director is here, sir. Congratulations to you and your team for nurturing this institution. And I was just made acquainted with the brief history, how it started, what it was, names were, and the fact that we all think, and internationally IIT is the most coveted brand, but your university predates the success of IIT. In fact, it was already so successful that there was a debate, I believe, that why at all name it IIT. It could have been on its own and perhaps had equal recognition world over. But anyway, be that as it may, it's truly amazing. And I say this with a great sense of humility because we have recently started a university in Kolkata called the IIT University. And it's only 7 years old because it started in 2015. When I look at this kind of track record, I just feel so humbled, and I do realize what a long, long journey lies ahead of us to make any meaningful contribution. So, God bless to all of you, and thank you Vishal, for inviting me.
Our pleasure, our honor, sir. So I wanted to ask you two pertinent questions. One was on your journey as an entrepreneur, because all institutes, especially institutes like IIT Roorkee, have this thing of imbibing the entrepreneurship culture amongst people, amongst students, and they want people to get more and more into the entrepreneurial hub. There are innovation pavilions, startups coming over there. You've been a very, very successful entrepreneur. So I'm sure people out here would want to understand, listen from you, and watch this recording later on because it's put up on various channels. What was your journey like, and what are the key learnings that you would want to share with all of us?
So, I think the word success is much interpreted and much misinterpreted. Actually, if you try to define what success is, there will be multiple definitions and each one of them correct in their own way. In a sense, success in itself defies a definition which can be encapsulated in a particular idea. So, the way one looks at, or at least I have looked at entrepreneurship, has been an opportunity to express myself and to do a few things that came to me as something that would be of use to people. And obviously, you do it in a viable manner so that while it is of use to people, it also is, makes economic sense. But if you see the lives and stories of most entrepreneurs who have made a success and who have also made considerable wealth. And I have been somewhat interested in reading biographies. A very, very large percentage, in fact, most of them actually don't set out to make money. They actually set out to give expression to a dream, to a passion, to a vision. And of course, back of their mind, they know that if they particularly have to work with other people's money, they have to give some return and they have to return the money. So this is there, but the guiding principle is the passion, the vision, and the deep internal desire to share their story, their idea of a product or a service with the community that could be of use to them. And I think that's also true for all of you as engineers who have learned in your college, whatever you have learned. Your key motivation must be to try and make this world a wee bit better than you inherited it.
Thank you very much. Those are the words that guides people, because at times you think it's only wealth creation. But wealth is not necessarily only monetary in nature. Wealth can be having a lot of other connotations also. You see alumni sitting over here in front of you, and our alumni has a very rich base, stretching from some very senior positions in government to leaders in the corporate world, to very successful entrepreneurs, businessmen. What would you say, how can alumni, in colleges, help the current students who are there, to help them decide their career path or help them go down? How can that connect come between alumni, current academia, and the current students to really make it more successful ahead?
Well, the most important thing that an alumni actually brings to the table is that he has hopefully converted some of his learnings into something which is tangible, something that can be seen, something that can be touched, something that is of use to people. So there is a process of theory being put into practice. And I think the alumni connecting with the students is basically an approach of conversation. Conversation to help them understand the pitfalls and challenges that lie ahead while they convert their theory into practice. And I think since you have been there, done that, you have a great ability to tell them in advance what are the things to watch out for. I would certainly like to tell my young friends who join my organization or those that I come across speaking to them in various fora, is that please do not do what is fashionable today. You know, things change, times change, but if you do something that you passionately enjoy, the possibility of your success is much higher than if you just do something that seems to be the in thing just now. We have seen different things that have happened, you know, that there was a .com craze that went and everyone created a .com and then it was a bubble. We've seen that in the finance world, we've seen that perhaps it may happen even in the startup ecosystem that is now happening, the unicorns, etc. Because sometimes you see these astronomical valuations for companies which are losing thousands of crores. You sometimes wonder what the hell is the economics of this, and more often than not, you're buying a lottery ticket there, because 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 100 probably will succeed and 99 will fail. So there are lots of crazy things that are happening, and I think the only thing that you can live with and be happy living with is what you enjoy to do. If you do that consistently over a long period of time, you will be that tortoise who will win the race. Slow and steady.
Thank you very much, sir. I know we have paucity of time because you've got to be somewhere there, very urgent, not personal thing, which I wouldn't want to hold you back. But it's been a pleasure listening in from you, sir. And thank you very much for agreeing to come here and grace this occasion and being a part of our celebrations. Shreya, over to you.
Thank Thank you, Nyonya sir, once again for sharing your ideas and suggestions with us. You are truly an inspiration. I would now like to invite Director IIT Roorkee for felicitating Nyonya sir. Thank you, Professor Ajit sir and Nyonya sir. Now, I welcome my co-host, Chenika Das.
Very good evening to one and all. I am very glad to be present here to be co-anchoring this evening for all of you. It's indeed a matter of great honor and pride for me to host alumni from over 7 decades. I am Chainika Das, a graduate from 2015, Bachelor of Architecture.
I would now request Professor Partha Roy sir to come on the stage. Professor Partha Roy is a professor of biosciences and bioengineering at IIT Roorkee. He is also the Dean of Resources and Alumni Affairs. So, I would like to share something personal before Roy sir takes over. Can I, sir? So, I had the good fortune to work under his mentorship for my master's dissertation. I'm sure he's still the most beloved professor in the biosciences department, whose class nobody would ever miss. Sir, only because of you and because of your encouragement and support, I could secure the prestigious Khurana Fellowship and fulfill my dream of working in the States. I would not take a lot of time and would conclude by saying, sir, you are the epitome of what a great teacher is. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. So, first of all, thank you, Shreya. Shreya had been my very favorite students, and many of my students are also here present today. So, it's an occasion for me to meet and greet my students as well. So, first of all, Honorable Shri Harshavardhan Ji, Honorable Shri Manoj Panji, Professor Ajit K. Chaturvedi, Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor Manoranjan Padida, Deputy Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor Arun Kumar, Chairman of 175 Year Celebration Committee, Mr. Santosh Kumar, CEO of IIT Roorkee Development Foundation, a sectionate company at IIT Roorkee, senior alumni present over here, and all the alumni and their families present here. A very good evening to you all. I am sure you're all doing well and safe. On behalf of IIT Roorkee, I hereby welcome you all to this August gathering to celebrate the 175th years of this institution, celebrating its 175th years of its foundation in a beautiful city of joy, that is Kolkata. It is indeed a matter of pride for any institute who is close to completing 175 years of foundation, which started with a modest College of Engineering in 1847, becoming Thomson College of Engineering in 1854, and then finally becoming the first technical university in the country in 1949, and then in IIT Roorkee in 2001. There are only few institutes in the world that has seen so much of transition from in its form from time to time. So we are really very happy that our third event of such a celebration is happening in this city of Kolkata. We had earlier events at Gandhinagar, we had another events at Kathmandu, Nepal, and this is the third event of the series, which is at Kolkata. We'll have such events in various other parts of the country as well as the world. The institute has an outstanding record of nurturing the enormous talents of this country and providing them with best possible scientific and technical education in the world. During this long 175 years of history, our alumni has spread across the world, have made us proud by virtue of their extraordinary achievements in different fields and domains of science and engineering, and the trail is still continuing. We are proud to have alumni like Sri Gangaram, who is an 1871 graduate, Dr. A.N. Khosla, who is the father of Bakranangal, Professor Jai Krishna, father of earthquake engineering. The list is long and the time is short, so I cannot complete everything, but we have a very long legacy of very successful alumni of this institute. Success of any institute depends on the success of its students, who later becomes the alumni and the global ambassador of this institute. We feel alumni make the backbone of any institutes because of their alma mater bask on the success of its students. IIT or University Roorkee are no way different from that. Many of alumni have achieved tremendous success in their professional careers. They have chosen and helped building this nation as well as received wide admiration globally. Many of them are from Kolkata, and we are really proud to have many of them present in this gathering. Come, let's all together make this institute one of the best institutes in the world, which is not possible without the continuous support of the alumni. Without taking more time, I would like to show you a glimpse of various activities that the Alumni Relations Office does in IIT Roorkee. Probably in case you are interested in any of the activities to get part of that, you can reach us to us. Please, the video should be.
Institute Research Awards. Institute has a number of research awards conferred in various fields for outstanding research. 1. Khosla National Award, 2 awards of 5 lakh rupees each. 2. HRED River Ganga Rejuvenation Award, 3 lakh rupees. 3. HRED Hydro and Renewable Energy Award, 1 lakh rupees. 4. O.P. Jain Memorial Structural Design Award, 1 lakh rupees. 5. A.S. Arya IITR Disaster Prevention Award, 1 lakh rupees. 6. Gopal Ranjan Technology Award, 1 lakh rupees. 7. Shamshir Prakash Technology Award, 1 lakh rupees. Eight. Virendra Nath Multi-Middle Award, 1 lakh rupees. 9. Professor A.S. Arya Young Earthquake Engineer Award, 50,000 rupees. 10. Mahesh Varma Technology Innovation Award, 50,000 rupees. 11. S.R. Mehra Memorial Award, 50,000 rupees. Other awards. 1. Ramkumar Prize for Outstanding Teaching and Research only for IITR faculty, 1 lakh rupees. IIT Roorkee has recently launched global network of IITR alumni card, and this card is entirely free of charge. Any generous alumnus and/or philanthropist is welcome to join hands with IIT Roorkee to promote excellence among students, faculty, and departments through creating a corpus to support one or more schemes by one-time donation to the Institute. However, these schemes are not exclusive but suggestive ones. You may write to the Dean of Resources and Alumni Affairs, DORA, at dora.office@iitr.ac.in to learn more about other opportunities of establishing a partnership with IIT Roorkee. Please note that donations to IIT Roorkee are 100% exempt from income tax under Section 80G. There are several ways how you can contribute to the Institute's developments. 1. Naming opportunity. 2. Chair professorship for faculty. 3. Research fellowship for mid-career faculty. 4. Fellowship for new faculty. 5. James Thomason Scholarship. 6. Award. 7. Improvements in infrastructure. 8. Departmental Endowed Lecture Series. 9. Financial aid for students. 10. Gift. Smaller, general purpose, donations are equally welcome. They can be given annually or whenever convenient. 11. Excellence in Doctoral Research Award. 12. Gold Medal to Departmental Topper UGPG. 13. Best B-Tech Project of the Department Award. 14. Merit Cum Means MCM Scholarship. 15. Anushriti Academy for the Deaf, a social initiative of IIT Roorkee. Donations to IIT Roorkee are 100% deductible from total taxable income U.S. 80G of the Income Tax Act 1961.
Thank you very much and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Professor Parthavasa, for sharing your experiences and letting us know about our alumni group from IITR and their achievements and the awards and the schemes that we can be proud of, and we can assist our institute grow further. Going ahead, as we are celebrating the 175th year celebration of our institute, I would like to call upon Professor Arun Kumar, Chairman of 175th year celebration committee of IIT Roorkee. Professor Arun Kumar is a civil engineer specializing in water resources and hydropower engineering with over 4 decades of experience. Please, sir.
Good afternoon. As the chairperson of this committee, I'd like to addressing our director, Professor Ajit Chaturvedi, and our chief guest and guest of honor, and other dignitary and very senior alumni like 1960 batch alumni and very all dear alumni of our institute. So it gives me pleasure to introduce about the activities which are taking. In fact, for the activities, we invited the suggestion all across the globe from the institute community as well as the alumni. And all of very good suggestions have been received, and now based on that, these activities have been planned. Please. The activities have been planned by the students, and some of the activities have been planned by the faculty, and some of the activities, ideas have been given by the alumni world over. In fact, on the basis of these ideas, some of the new ideas have come up, and we will be happy to see them. So, the activities by the students, special academic activities, which is as a part of celebration, global and national outreach, as you can see that some of the activities which Professor Partha has presented, and some of the special contribution to the society, to the city, as a Roorkee city. So we started this celebration on 25th November 2021. I can see that we done in Lal Shastri Stadium, where almost more than 3,000, and that was the first function after COVID, during COVID or after the COVID. And so we need to have protocol, but at the same time we did it open. And let me also say, a very enthusiastic participation has been from the cross, invited even the civil society people. We also recently carried out, as a part of the celebration, the census or survey of biodiversity of the campus. We're very happy to learn, and this report is available on the website of the institute. And where you can see that a large number of birds, a lot of the species are there in the campus, and number of trees, and including many of the species traveling from Africa, that kind of biodiversity you could see in the campus. Sports activities, special sports activities have been planned, not the normal activities which happens otherwise, not as a part of this, but 175 celebrations, even the marathon, cyclotron, and Himalayan export club activities, some concerts activities are there, some cultural activities and NSA activities. In fact, our students choreography group and thematic group of institute have prepared a report about, prepared a film which has been launched during the last Kathmandu celebration, where this series you can see on the, this is also available on the website. Specific conferences are being held, and they will run through the celebration year, and where different departments are reaching out the whole their community on their domain expertise. The experts are coming over for these conferences, and these conferences are also including the library and the administrations. So some of the activities are happening on that front also. A very new initiative have been taken under this 175 umbrella, that's about partnership with the institutions. So that we have picked up about 5 institutions. Of 5 institutions, we have signed an MOU to raise their research capabilities by way of promoting various types of fellowships, and also providing them to carry out their research activities in our campus, including mentoring some of our faculty over there. So we have signed this MOU, and this will a new chapter in the area where our contribution to the society will be there. We also made a new program called Tech Sarthi, where we are supporting the industrial units of the nearby area by way of improving their the technology, reviewing their technology and energy efficiency, and there are many other areas where we are reaching out to them and our groups are meeting them. Some of the international outreach which you have seen in the earlier presentation, where special events are happening not only in India but also in the foreign countries. In fact, many events are now planned for the month of August, September, October in India as well as other places of globe, including in Africa. Ethiopia, we are planning an activity. A special contribution to the schools, nearby schools, about 20 batches of 40 students, especially selected from all kinds of society, Hindi medium, English medium schools, boys and girls, are being selected and they are coming over here for one day. So 20 such trips have been planned, and many, I think 4 have been already completed, where the students, the whole day from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, they go around with our student volunteers, and then they spend time in the, including a discussion with the director, and many of them feel very encouraged that people are there, whether they will be able to come to Roorkee or some kind of thing. So they are very highly encouraged. So that kind of special contribution we are making to our nearby area. A very special program again as a society contribution to the society is we are developing a portal for city citizen services. Because Roorkee is a small town, it's not like urban club or any kind of thing. Here, a service portal is prepared, and in fact, beta version is getting launched next week. And on 15th of August, it will be formally launched. And we have a lot of inputs from the doctors, hospitals, medical suppliers, vendors, carpenters, e-rickshaws, taxis, all those will be the part of that. So that kind of services we are going to, as a special part, where our support to the society, our contribution to the society will be visible. One of the things which has been mentioned in the last one, that a cooperative coin has been approved and it has been gazetted by Government of India, which is a special contribution. That's a coin has been approved with a 175 year. Normally, a cooperative coin will be released by Honorable President or Prime Minister sometime, and once it is released, it will be available for anybody to acquire it, and anybody can purchase it. And this is being paid, right now it's under the, under the Mint. Mint is making them. The Government of India Mint is making it. And there are different versions of this, and these will be available in the website. So I'd like to mention to you, you have heard about that. Do not get panic. You will be able to receive this copy, a copy of that. There is a certain cost of that. And we will inform you the method of obtaining it. So you will have a community coin available at your place, and it will be delivered to you directly by the Mint. So please wait, because it can be only made available after it's released. So you say once it has to be released, inaugurated and released, and after that it will be available. So this coin will have this kind of shape. I don't know if sometime it's a WhatsApp is coming up. I don't know how much, but this is the approved version of the shape. And also, student administration is making an attempts that we are able to get a commemorative stamp also. You remember in 150 year, we had a stamp released. Normally, commemorative stamps or coins are always released to signify that year. And 175 is a historical, I would like to say, the first time a coin as well as stamp will be. Coin has been already approved, and you can see it's there, but stamp also we are making efforts that this is also released, if not earlier, at least by 25th of November, which is the end of our celebration year. So these are the two things which I like to mention. So you heard about the coin is coming up. Please wait. you will get it notified. All these things are there. Otherwise, you can write to DORA, you can write to director, you can write to me. Anything you will be available to. So please have it. And also, we are making a coffee table book, which perhaps by August, if not maybe September, this will be released. You will have both versions, printed as well as digital. So this will give a journey. And as you know, you are rich. Our institute is rich in terms of its heritage. So you will have a lot of nice things. In fact, yesterday only we received how the admission notification has come. Like 11 candidates have been selected or after the examination in for an examination in admission in 11 candidates in 1889. So that kind of journey you will see in this coffee table book. So our team is working very hard on this, and we hope. And if any of you have any kind of a old picture or any kind of things, please do share it. This is the time when we can put into the coffee table book. Film is under preparation, in fact under finalization. Perhaps this month we will be able to, or next month we will be able to release. Memorabilia souvenirs are right now under finalizations. So many items you will be able to see, and you will be able to procure online, offline both. Similarly, some structure, a very nice structure is coming up opposite to Canal House, which is between Azad Bhavan, which is in 175 year and 150 year and 100 year Century Gate. There is a small crossing. So that crossing we are naming as 175 year crossing, where that structure is coming up. So you will remember something that the 175 year structure is there. Calendars have been distributed for the 2020 across the India, where table calendar, wall calendars, where a lot of pictures, the present and past have been done. And this is the one structure you're going to see very soon, opposite to main building, where you can take a selfie, etc. So that, of course, it is just to enhance the beauty of our main building or GM Thompson building. So with this celebrations, enjoy that. And still, if you have any small suggestions in addition to that, please do not hesitate in sharing and participate in this celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing these plans and what's happened and what's about to happen in the next few months ahead for our 175th year. I think all of us here as alumni are very proud of this coin that's coming out, and there's a lot of enthusiasm that's around it, a lot of questions and suspense, and it's nice that you've clarified it for us today, and we'll wait eagerly. And I'm sure all alumni will be proud to own a coin in whichever way they want to afford it as, but we're all really looking forward to that coin, and I'm quite sure we'll all buy it. Just a small bite for everyone listening in. I hope you're listening in carefully, because there are going to be some question answers at the end of it from the presentations. No, I'm not joking. I'm very serious. There are going to be some question answers. So please, those who are outside are going to lose out. So please, attentively, please listen to everyone, because the next speaker is someone very, very special. We have chief guests, we have guests of honor, but when your chief guest is an alumni and a chief guest is from your own institute, it becomes a moment of much more pride. Before I introduce him, don't make a slide right now, just 1 minute. I'd like to ask, just put it off 1 second, please. I'm seeing it, sorry. How many of you remember Rusa?
Yeah. Yes.
That's it. How many of you do not know anything about Rusa? Come on, how many youngsters, all the young people who passed away, I think from 2000 onward something, how many people do not know anything about Rusa, what Rusa is? In my uncle's hands, they also never knew what Rusa is. How many don't know what Rusa is? So our guest who's coming in next had actually served as the General Secretary of Rusa, which was the Roorkee University Student Association. It was a hardly fought, well contested election to form the student body of the campus. I do not know which year it stopped. I'm sure one of our senior academics sitting over here can tell us what is it now. In those days, it was great fun. We used to have Bhavan councillors, we used to have mess councillors, and the next speaker has served as a Bhavan councillor, he has served as the General Secretary. And why I'm telling this to you? For 2 reasons. One, refresh your memories about Rusa, because at the end of the presentations, of the formal presentations, we're going to be having half an hour of fun. A lot of fun, okay, and that I'm serious about. a lot of fun, and I'm serious about fun, so it's a catchy word. So what is going to happen now, the next speaker, just imagine someone who fought elections, won elections, represented in the student body, is now a senior, very senior bureaucrat. So there has to be a connection, right? There has to be something that gave him an experience while in college of fighting for elections and being in this big and important position. So it's our privilege and honor to welcome Shri Manoj Pant on stage. Sir is currently the Additional Chief Secretary Finance for the Government of West Bengal. And more importantly, I can say that because there's no other government people sitting over here. More importantly, he's an alumni of IIT Roorkee, M.Tech Applied Geology, 1985-88. He joined IIS in 91. He has worked in various capacities, including the Secretary to Union Finance Minister from 9 to 11 in the Ministry of Finance, Government of India. Senior advisor in the World Bank at Washington, D.C. for 3 years, from 2011 to 14. He's been the Principal Secretary of Land and Reforms Department in the Government of West Bengal from 15 to 21, and is currently heading the Finance Department of the Government of West Bengal. And as I introduced him earlier, he has served as the Chief Bhavan Counselor of Azad Bhavan. I think Azad Bhavan exists today also. And he's also served as the General Secretary of the then Roorkee University Students Association, which was RUSA. We will talk more about that. Maybe he would like to throw some light to youngsters who would not know what RUSA is. So it's an honor to have him here as a chief guest, and it will be great to listen to you from your experiences. Would you want me to ask you some dangerous questions, or would you, I'm leaving it to you to share your experiences, sir, the way you feel comfortable. You want to come here or from there? Whichever you want. Wherever you come.
Thank you, Vishal. Very good evening to all of you. I see here my respected teachers. See so far, I know there may be many, Professor Sen and Professor Harin Sarkar. Many senior members of the alumni, Mr. Mukherjee, Mr. Kapoor, Mr. Satish Tiwari, our colleague Neeraj Singhal I could see. And of course, I'm so happy to meet today Director Professor Ajit Chaturvedi ji, Professor Partha Roy, Professor Manoranjan Parida, and others who have joined today this glorious moment when we are celebrating 175th year of our institute. And I'm certainly honored to be part of this evening as we are celebrating in Kolkata. Certainly it has become easier for us to be, able to participate on this momentous occasion. We have all seen in the presentation made by Professor Partha Roy and of course by Professor Kumar as to how the DORA office and the celebration committee is working in order to bring the alumni together and also commemorating this 175th year of our institution and institute, which is certainly one of the oldest engineering college and engineering institution in the country, dating back to 1847, which we see here in the slide as well. And standing before you with my teachers, seniors, it's just a flashback of my own journey in this beautiful institution which I joined in 1985. As Vishal was mentioning, Roorkee University Students Association was probably my, one of the most enriching experience that I had in the university. At that point of time, it was called Roorkee University, which taught me many lessons of life, which I probably cherish even today. I would just, recollecting in the morning when sometime, I think in July of 1985, when I reached the institution, when we got down from the bus stand and I was just traveling down with a bag towards the college, going through, the civil lines and then entering through the Century Gate towards the institution. I could see, I could visualize what a planned setting is where our institution is established, with wide roads, wide crossings. And then when we walk down further inside the campus, the beautiful, the scenic building which we used to call, I think, the main building, with a well-manicured lawns, beautiful canopy of flowering trees, and of course, well laid out, architecturally aesthetic buildings where our, various our departments were located. That was so enthralling and that was so inspiring, just getting into the institute itself. And then certainly many more things were there in the future to come before us. And then when we moved further, stayed for a few days, went cycling around the campus and of course the part of the town. You see the Ganga Canal, you see that Saloni bridge, I think, when you cross the other side. It again gives you a sort of inspiration that these are one of the engineering marvels that were built at some point of time, and I'm going to study in an institute which has such huge legacy. That was the feeling of getting into Roorkee University at that point of time. And as has been said earlier, that this, our institute, has given our country best of engineers and professionals. Professor Roy was mentioning about Professor Khosla. There were many who built Brahmaputra Bridge, Assam Rail Link, of course Bhakla Nangal Dam. There are so many people who are associated with such engineering structures and marvels which were built by the alumni, the products of this beautiful institution where we all belong to. And of course, going through the presentations and of course also relating to my own days, I can say that with pride that IIT Roorkee now, and then the then University of Roorkee, has always shown the way and pioneered in the field of engineering research and innovation, and contributed hugely in nation building. And of course, I'm overwhelmed with the new initiatives that have been taken by the Institute in recent times. One that touched me most was the interaction of the school students with the university, which Professor Kumar was mentioning. Something which we always look up to, that when you are in the surroundings, you have Hindi medium, English medium, small children passing through that institute, which has such a huge legacy and such a big name. I mean, for them getting into the institution, seeing what is happening there itself is so inspiring. And I'm thankful that such initiatives have been taken by the institute in recent times. And when I think about my own alma mater, I would say Roorkee University, and the nurturing environment which I called home for 3 years, I feel a great sense of pride, affection and appreciation, as well as yearning and nostalgia for how quickly those lovely days, 3 years, passed out. I can't forget the iconic buildings, the spacious and well-equipped classrooms and labs, the rich library, beautiful bhavans, playgrounds, swimming pools, billiard rooms, and the picturesque campus with well-kept lawns. And of course, I don't know if we had at that point of time a lover's lane also, which I don't know exists today, which youngsters may have. Yes, there, yeah. So, that was the beauty of that campus, which always gave you that sense of, pride and affection, that sense of relationship, that yes, you belong to such a beautiful institution. And still, we all who are the alumni of Roorkee always have that sense of belongingness to that institute. Again, I think one of the most common words used at that point of time was chapo, which I think is still there. So that was something which we all, look up to. That are a chapo kab le ja rahe ho. Anybody who would do a seminar or a presentation, we would ask him, aaj to chapo hoga. Then sitting in the UC canteen, university canteen, of course, that was there. Library canteen and the CBRA cafeteria, which was there. And of course, then ginger tea of Jain Saab's tea shop. I think it is no more there. It was near the gate towards the bus stand. We used to sit in khatiyas of Jain Saab tea shop, have tea there, and he would say, "Arey jaldi jaldi chai dao." वो लोग क्या बेवकूफ है जो इतनी देर से बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ पर? students would be sitting there and we would ask for tea, jaldi lao, chai ke liye, we would be, raving for tea. And of course, one cannot forget the midnight bun omelette and shakes and lassis of Bhatiyas. I think you all must be still, that shop, I don't know, still exists or not, but those who were during our times, we would be there during the midnight, go to the shop, sit there for a while, and then come back and study. It's not that we would be just having all this fun. And chapo ka matlab hi chai and pakoda, so pakoda, samosa, and that pineapple pastry of the bakery close to university canteen were real treats from the people who were presenting seminars on the day. And certainly I don't know, the midnight shows in the movie halls. The Roorkee Talkies was the closest to us, which was near the Century Gate. We would go there during the midnight, the night shows. And the fun was that every movie that would come in the Roorkee, there were 3 halls at that point of time, I think Roorkee, Neelam and one more. Yes, Darshan. So, Darshani, yes. So, we were like, we have to see all movies. And why? The justification was that, if you see all movies, good or bad, you develop that sense of patience and perseverance. If a movie is good, you enjoy. If a movie is not good, still you are seeing. That means you can, handle anything in life. And the second part was that I had many friends from, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Andhra. They would not know Hindi. So that used to be a Hindi language session for them. We people would sit in between, besides us would be our friends from Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh, and we would translate them what is being said in the movie, and they learned really Hindi by seeing movie with us. So, good or bad, I think it had a both positive side, developing patience and perseverance, which is probably now I am benefiting from that in my profession, and of course, the language learning for those who are not Hindi speaking and would benefit from that. And then there were, 3 very prominent places where we would go but occasionally because of very tight budget and, we were just M.Tech students, so not much of money. So we would go to Meghdut, Polaris and Savera. They were the 3 places where we would go for very occasional, very special days when we would have, some fun going there. And that too, of course, by Dutching, it was not that. And then, like this, there are many places in Roorkee where we would, spend our days together with our friends. And there is a list which is never ending, and I can go on telling you that, which you also must have experienced during these times. Then there was an annual event, Thomso, which we would all look up to and, wait for it. The day it ended, we would start preparing for the next Thomso. And that was something which would fill the campus with energy and enthusiasm. And as RUSA secretary, as Vishal was mentioning, that was one of my, main role to organize Thomso during the year I was as the secretary of the Roorkee University Students Association. I think you would agree and resonate to the fact that IIT Roorkee provided best combination of high level of academics, opportunities and freedom to evolve and learn from the surroundings. These anecdotes or these places which I meant were not only places of fun, like the Bhatiyas or the Jain Saab tea shop or the chapo in the canteens, but they were the places of learning as well. When you sit with your professors there in these canteens after the seminar, when you sit with your friends, or when even going out to a movie hall, as I said, or to Bhatiyas, we would be discussing very constructive things, very productive discussions would take place, and they were places of learning as well. So these were the opportunities which the campus provided to us. Anyone who has not experienced Roorkee can't fathom the enjoyment it brings and the knowledge and skills it offers to keep young minds active and healthy. It instills in young minds the importance of hard work, academic excellence, as well as the development of soft skills. I remember, the first year when I got into Ganga Bhavan, the basic table manners I learnt in Roorkee. Till then we never knew how to eat with fork and knife. At that point of time, when we were there, I don't know whether it exists because IIT Delhi, I was in IIT Delhi, that IIT Delhi did not have the culture of using fork and knife, but Roorkee University at that point of time had the culture of using fork and knife. And the butler with a long hat would come and tell us, isko left mein rakho, isko right mein rakho, and how you eat it. And probably those soft skills, that table manners, which every professional, every officer-like qualities, part of it comes from this, were taught in Roorkee University, and I am indebted to that. As I said in the beginning, that the best professionals in every sector, both locally and worldwide, hail from Roorkee because of the hard work that they do in this campus, because of the academic accomplishments that they achieve in this campus, because of the mentoring and the guidance of the teachers and others who are surrounding you. And it truly reflects the motto, Sham Bina Na Kimapi Sadhyam. Without hard work, nothing can be achieved in this world. So this is what is Roorkee University, and that's why we cherish the time that we spent in Roorkee. I believe succeeding in any profession requires avid faith in oneself. And in order to develop that faith from within, one needs the guidance and mentorship of teachers and seniors. The excellent teachers we had were God-sent. Our teachers effortlessly and systematically instilled life lessons while teaching. We were able to excel in whatever skill set we possessed, thanks to the guidance which helped us overcome our shortcomings and fear. I am confident that along with fostering a sense of community building, this alumni meet of IIT Roorkee will be an opportunity to reflect and to give back to the institute and the society. The finest years of a person's life are undoubtedly those spent in college or university. Being a part of this event has truly been a pleasure. And those days of, Roorkee University, and of course as RUSA General Secretary, as Vishal was mentioning again, I would like to mention, the elections were very well contested. First is the Bhavan election, when you are made the CVCs and CMCs, Chief Bhavan Councillors and Chief Press Councillors of all the Bhavans. Then there are two sides, President, Secretary, and other set up, Treasurer and all. And then there is an election. And that's a very formal election. It's like a presidential election. And fortunately, I was one of the secretary candidate at that point of time. When the election results were out, the dean, who was the main, person like DORA we have now, or the dean of student, yes. So dean announced the results and said, Manoj Pant, you have been elected as the secretary, and this is for the first time in the history of Roorkee University that you have got maximum votes. That means I got votes from both the sides. There were two sides, and I got votes from both the sides. And that election, changed the way I looked at things. That, how collaboration, how relationship, how, building rapport makes things easier. I mean, that was a student election. That was not like any big such election. But then the essence is the same. It's building relationships. It's building rapport. And somehow, during those times when both sides are there, I could reach out to everyone. I could tell them that, this is what Roorkee University wants, this is what we need to do, and probably I would convince them. And that's why I got vote from both sides. And probably what DORA is doing and reaching out to nationally and internationally to its alumni is an effort in that direction to bring everybody under one umbrella, and that's a great initiative. I think that is the leadership which is required. And RUSA gave me some leadership skills at that point of time, which probably has helped me now. In fact, when I was a young SDO, when people, when students would come to me with some, complaints or demands or saying that this has to be done, that has to be done, it came very handy to me. I would say, yaar, main bhi Roorkee University ka secretary reh chuka hu. Calm down first, let us discuss and all. So, it all depends on how you address a situation, how you reach out to a situation, and probably that is what is taught in a campus like Roorkee, where you have so many opportunities to which comes across to you, and you can take forward from there. So as I was saying, that the finest years of life are undoubtedly those spent in a college or university. And I'm certainly honored to be a part of this event today. In presence of my teachers, seniors, colleagues, and young friends, I feel tremendously honored. It reminds me of the lovely times we had at that wonderful institution and neighborhood, times that we all treasured and loved. I'm sure all those who are from Roorkee, in IIT Roorkee now, will have the same feeling for that campus, will contribute in whatever best way they can for the development, for the future of the institute, which has given you so much, which has developed, which has given you the direction to make your own way in this world, in any profession that you land. And I'm sure that IIT Roorkee will gain much more strength in days to come and will be one of the pioneering institutions as it had been in the past in the country and even globally. With these words, I again thank Vishal and his team, and of course, Director Sir IIT Roorkee and other professors and seniors who have joined here for this momentous event that we are organizing in Kolkata, and giving me this honor and opportunity to stand before all of you. Although I said in the beginning, I'm not a guest, I'm part of the family of IIT Roorkee, and I'll continue to be part of this family. Thank you very much.
Sir, could you please stay back for a minute? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for enlightening us with your kind words. I'm sure if not until now, by now, all of us are starting to feeling nostalgic. So next, I would like to call upon our Honorable Director, sir, to felicitate Shri Manoj Bansal. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to call upon the stage Professor Manoranjan Parida. He is the Professor of Civil Engineering Department at IIT Roorkee and also the Deputy Director of the Institute. He has lent his expertise in the transportation sector. I would like to just mention a couple of lines from my personal experience of working with him. I was a fortunate student from BR to work with him on a project and publish it in the form of a research publication, like co-authoring the paper with him. It was indeed a matter of great honor for me, which was published after I graduated. And I can say with assurance that he is not only a person with great academic and research interest, but also a very humble human being. Sir, would you please enlighten us with your kind words?
Thank you, Chani. So first of all, good evening everyone. To start with, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Chief Guest, Mr. Manoj Pant, Guest of Honor, Mr. Harsh Devatia, Director, Professor Ajit Chaturvedi, Professor Arun Kumar, Chairman, 175 Years Committee, Professor Partha Rai, Senior Alumni, Mr. Kapoor, and other alumni from Kolkata, those who have hosted this event, and my other colleagues from IIT Roorkee. Already Professor Partha Rai has given a brief account of the various activities which are undertaken related to alumni. Then Professor Arun Kumar talked about the various events. In fact, as part of 175 years celebration, we decided that we host this activity, we organize these alumni get together at different places, both in India and outside, so that it's possible to connect to our alumni. We could see the warmth, and I'm sure this is going to be very, very useful. In fact, just to respond a couple of things, there are certain things which are unchanged, like Mr. Pant was asking about Bhatia and Mr. Jain. Only thing is that the quality of tea of Mr. Jain is not so good after Mr. Jain has passed away. But otherwise, there has been certain changes, and we have alumni, those who span over a period of 6 decades. So, in my address, I'll focus where we are today, IIT Roorkee, how this means how we are positioned in 175th year. Next. Next. So, I'd like to give you just some overview of the campus. Currently, IIT Roorkee is at 3 campuses. Besides Roorkee, we have 3 academic departments at Saharanpur, and also we have a 10-acre campus at Greater Noida. It's in Knowledge Park too. And today we have 23 departments, then 7 academic centers, and 1 Mehta Family School of Data Science and Artificial Intelligence. So that's how you can see we are at 3 campuses and a very vibrant kind of academic program. Total number of students currently is around 9,210, and which we are likely to reach the number of 10,000 very soon. So the number of students has been increasing continuously, and very recently, like on 15th of July, the India Rankings 2022, it has been announced. And you can see that we have been able to retain our positions. There are rankings in 11 category. So in architecture, we have 1st position, 6th in engineering, and 7th in overall. So this is National Institutional Ranking Framework. So we figure in the top 10 institutions in the country. And at global level, we are at 369, which is a QS ranking. Last year, it was 400. So there has been a marked improvement with respect to that. And India today ranked Department of Architecture is at position number 1 for 5 years continuously. And in engineering, we have been at rank 5 for the year 2022. This is the ranking which is with respect to area ranking. It is more related to startup, incubation and innovation. So today there is a lot of emphasis with respect to this. There is a lot of emphasis that students take up entrepreneurship activities. The year 175th year has been very, very productive. So this is in fact inaugural of the high performance computing system at IIT Roorkee. It's known as Param Ganga. So this is the installation program so that it's possible to provide better computing facilities and use that for all the research which is being carried out. This is like one appreciation from Confederation of Indian Industry, CIA last year. So IIT Roorkee was adjudged the most innovative institute of the year for its innovation question. So like earlier we started with core engineering programs, civil, electrical, mechanical, but of late we have also shifted to the various academic programs which is of say contemporary demand. If you look at especially the Mehta Family School of Data Science and Artificial Intelligence, we have started 2 MTech programs. One is MTech Data Science, the second is MTech Artificial Intelligence, and from this year, the undergraduate program in Data Science and AI is going to be started. So that's a new initiative, part of this 175th year say activities. And we have moved into the digital learning spaces. Actually, because of the COVID, the education program was online. And in the process, we had collaborations with people, those who are industry leaders in digital learning. So as part of that, there are many certificate programs which are done online. And in fact, we have a MTech VLSI program, which is run online for industry professionals. So this 175th year, we have started 7 new academic programs. So as part of celebration, Professor Arun Kumar has mentioned about the various activities, but at the same time, we had a lot of emphasis on developing the infrastructure and starting new academic programs. So this is like the various MOUs which has been developed very recently. One is with Asia Brown Brewery, then the MOU with ISRO, Then we have the MOU below. This is the rights MOU. The top one is with Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Here it's the MOU with the BIS and National Institute of Urban Affairs, to mention a few. So these MOUs are one. In fact, we can, with the help of alumni, it's possible to get connected to industry or to reach out to organizations. Those are implementing various various programs at the national level. So this is a view of the hangar where people receive the degree. The only thing is that now it is air conditioned. So it's possible to take up any program or conduct an event throughout all 365 days of the year. And the present capacity is close to 2,000. So today also this year the convocation we are planning physical, and it's going to be held here. So this is the student activity center. It's a big change, especially all the activities which used to be housed in the hobbies club. It has been located to this student activity center. All student clubs. Now we have a students technical council. The technical clubs are grouped separately, and they are all housed. They are part of this student activity center. It's just behind the badminton hall. These are the two academic blocks. So this is the first block is known as Gargi block. The other one is APJ Abdul Kalam block. And in APJ Abdul Kalam block, the total capacity of students in different halls is something like close to 4,500. So all lectures, all classes, they take place in these two lecture hall complex. And APJ Abdul Kalam block was inaugurated this year. These are the various activities post-COVID. In fact, intentionally we have conducted various activities so that physical activities come into the forefront. So Professor Arun Kumar talked about that, the marathon. And we started all the Bhavan Day. There was a question, Azad Bhavan exists, so all the Bhavan names, they are as it is. So this is in fact a new Bhavan, which is known as New Vigyan Kuj. So it houses a lot of international students. IIT Roorkee has more than 200 international students, and in ranking, there is substantial weightage on the international parameters. So our students, they are from not just from Southeast Asian countries, they are from far African countries also. Professor Arun Kumar talked about the biodiversity report. We have a campus green committee. So the Campus Green Committee talks about the greening of the campus, and specifically this activity was coordinated for the 175 years, the various deans, Dean of Resource Alumni Affairs, we have Dean International Relations. So this is Professor Aurangam, and as I said, we have more than 200 students, and we are trying to develop joint academic program. In fact, a joint PhD program has been started with the University of Strasbourg. That's the university in France. So this Dean International Office is very active in terms of developing new collaborations with different, international institutions. These are the various social initiatives with which the campus has moved ahead. One is the Kisan mobile app. The other one is a telemedicine app. Then during COVID, especially things like there was a ventilator which was developed in the institute, then plasma oxygen life support system. So this is one which is yet to be transferred, but it has been fully developed with the support of AIIMS Rishikesh. So this is just a brief glimpse of the various things which we are taking, we are going ahead, and in fact, as I mentioned, in the national institutional ranking framework, we have retained our positions in competition with all older IITs, and we are trying to develop continuously new academic programs, support the research infrastructure, and from alumni side, we seek great support in developing the various kinds of collaborations, MOUs, so that it's a great opportunity for the students to work with industry very closely. So with that, I thank you all for the kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Parida sir, for giving us an overview of recent developments at IIT Roorkee. I would now like to invite Professor Chaturvedi sir on the stage. Professor Ajit Chaturvedi is the director of IIT Roorkee. He received his BTech, MTech and PhD degrees in electrical engineering from IIT Kanpur in 1986, 1988 and 1995 respectively.
So first let me thank the very enthusiastic response from alumni based not only in Calcutta but also in nearby areas who have taken the time off to be a part of this important celebration and give us the joy of being with so many alumni and also former faculty members who have come here. I have a brief presentation. It is a very small presentation. It will be somewhat different from the earlier presentations. It's just to give it a more structured look. The idea was that at a more fundamental level, at a more directional level, what is the direction that the institute is taking and how we are making sure that the strong foundation that IIT Roorkee inherited from University of Roorkee and Thomson College of Civil Engineering, the various very desirable features that exist, they are retained, and at the same time, the winds of change that are required, those can also be integrated with the system, so that this solid foundation can lead to an institute that can compete with the best, not only in the country but also globally. And for that sense, we thought that one very good opportunity is this 175th year celebration. Next slide, please. Okay. So I have these 5 slides. One is talking about this 175th year celebrations, short-term target strategy, adoption of best practices, initiatives to connect with alumni, and how alumni can contribute. So these are dense slides in the sense that we will reach out to you and hopefully you will get to hear many new things that you have not heard in the previous presentations. So we thought that this is a very wonderful opportunity to enhance our visibility and outreach. In this world in which everybody is very busy with their daily chores and also with different ambitions, it is important to reach out and capture the imagination and occupy the mind space. If we want to connect with the global Roorkee fraternity, because this is the best way by which we can send our message, the best ambassadors that any institute, including IIT Roorkee, can have is its alumni. If the alumni start talking about the institute, start spreading word about the institute, not only amongst the alumni network but beyond, I think it will be a great service to the institute. And for that, the alumni, of course, need to be connected with the institute. So this is also an opportunity for us to get the attention of the society and the world on IIT Roorkee and its potential to be a key player. We believe that we can do many more things than what we are doing and we are capable of, but then we need to get more opportunities. So if you look at the sister institutions, every family of institute, every institute has some kind of sister institutions, whether it is central universities, whether you talk of IIMs, whether you talk of triple IITs, whether you talk of NIITs, whether you talk of state universities, or you talk of IITs. So where we see in the IIT system is that among the 7 large IITs, 6 are old ones. And believe that we are one of those 6 old IITs. 3 are in metros, one in Delhi, one in Mumbai, and one in Chennai. And they do enjoy some kind of a locational advantage. And so our short-term target was that to be perceived to be in the same company as the 2 large old IITs which are not in metros. And just like Kolkata starts with the name K, they also start with the name K. And the kind of growth and the kind of perception improvements that we have seen, whether in terms of rankings or in terms of ability to attract faculty or ability to reach out to the alumni, I think we are almost there. but then in this world, unless you keep on hammering again and again, you cannot be sure that you are truly there. So the strategy, of course, is a very elaborate or detailed thing that is required, but I thought that the alumni may be interested in knowing that what is happening, what is the institute administration currently thinking of, and what are they doing to be able to make sure that the glory, the unique glory that University of Roorkee had, that flame is carried forward. And so we have a multi-pronged strategy. I will not take time, but I just wanted to mention the bullets. There is a strategy on faculty hiring, there is a strategy on improving the quality of students, there is a strategy on research quality, how to improve innovation and incubation, how to work upon more internationalization, how to improve new academic programs and departments. You must have seen that not only new programs are getting introduced, but also new departments are getting created. How to leverage alumni to promote excellence and also build both the aging infrastructure and also the inadequate infrastructure. Students' participation in academic decision making, creation of a media cell, creation of a ranking committee, and adoption of best practices. So each of these bullets probably needs a 15-20 minute presentation, and actually I will not take your time on that. But I thought if you have interest in any of these bullets, we can talk offline when these meetings are, when these presentations are over. At that time we can talk about it. But this is what we are currently doing at IIT Roorkee. One very important thing that I do want to mention, and I will take a full slide on that, is adoption of best practices. So globally, higher education has existed for several centuries. And as higher education has existed, so with the experience of these best institutions across the world, lot of best practices have been distilled. That means now there is not much argument on them. It is more like the sooner you adopt, the faster you grow, the better you become. And so many of these best practices we have adopted. For example, we do not believe that in today's IIT Roorkee, any department is less important or more important than any other departments. All departments are equally important, whether it is sciences, engineering, humanities, architecture, management, every department is equally important. We believe that unless all the stakeholders are treated fairly and equally, that is faculty, non-teaching staff and students, it is not that somebody is more important than the other, it is that everybody has to be catered to, everybody is equally important, and their needs and their requirements need to be met. Similarly, there is no hierarchy in today's IIT Roorkee faculty. We do not distinguish in terms of their ability to make academic contributions, whether you are a lecturer, assistant professor, associate professor, professor, head of the department, everybody is treated equally. We do not even mention the academic designations of the faculty. We just refer to every faculty as a professor. And Professor X, Professor Y, and then it is followed by the name of the department. What this is doing is that this is bringing everybody the strength to have a voice, to be able to make a difference, to be able to feel that he or she is part of the institute, and to be able to contribute as if it is his or her own institute. It is not the institute of the head of the department or a dean or a deputy director or a director. It has to everybody's institute. All the programs are equally important. It is no more true that any program is less important and any program is more important, whether it is the undergraduate program, whether it is the master's program, whether it is the PhD program, whether it is the architecture program, any program, all of the programs are treated equally. Both the genders are equally important. Some of you may be aware, some of you may not be aware, that now there are no restrictions in terms of boys and girls hostels. The same rules apply to those hostels, whether in terms of timings, whether in terms of discipline, whether in terms of the ability to go to common areas. Both the genders can go to the common areas of any hostel except the private areas, that means to the rooms. And there is an opportunity to work 24/7, so now none of the departments, we do not lock the department buildings because we are a residential campus. If it's a residential campus, the best way to extract the maximum enthusiasm and energy of the people is to let them work when they want to work, whether it is Holi or Diwali, whether it is Saturday or Sunday, whether it is Eid or Christmas, whatever it is. And what has happened is that now accessibility is much more easier because we do not close the department gates. Everybody, it is not necessary that you go to your faculty or to the head of the department to get the keys or something like that. So it's basically making the access easier. So these simple things are nothing but these are adoption of globally expected best practices. This is not that it is something new or something unique to IIT Roorkee, but we are seeing that the fruits of these kinds of changes or these kinds of introductions are there in terms of massive engagement and massive connect, both within IIT Roorkee and also outside IIT Roorkee. Initiatives to connect with the alumni, so DORA has given a detailed presentation, but still I thought that there are some points that can be covered beyond the DORA. So now we are very intensively and very carefully working on the database of the alumni. In fact, today also I inquired from some alumni whether you are getting our snippets or not, and some mentioned that they are not getting the snippets. So that means their email ID is still not in our database. Because unless we know your email ID, how will you reach out to you with the news of the campus? We have created a special committee, Senate Committee for Scholarships and Prizes, so that any kind of scholarship that you want to start in the memory of anyone, it should not take time. There is a dedicated office for that. They can do back and forth in terms of your desire and what can be accepted by the IIT. And the DORA office and the SCSP connect very easily. And as a result, we are getting a large number of contributions from the alumni. We also allow both informal and formal reunions. In fact, on more than one occasion, a group of 30-40 alumni got together and they said, we want to spend time in our wonderful campus. The DORA office just makes one request that please choose a date when we can give you the rooms. So if the date coordination is done, you're always welcome to the campus and in as many large number as you can, and spend time in the campus and meet with your teachers, see the departments, see whatever is new, see whatever is same as before. Providing a list of avenues, so if you go on the DORA website, we have provided a list of avenues by which you can engage. Providing a list of avenues for giving back. Engagement is different from giving back. For example, you might have seen that there are now outstanding service awards. So many alumni have come forward to give their time or precious experience that they have gathered over the years and shared with the students, or help, for example, in placement, or help improve the industry connect, or maybe bring some very interesting industry project to the campus. So many such initiatives have been happening, and so the connect with the alumni or the engagement with the alumni is important, and that is why a menu card is there on the DORA website. Giving back is, of course, in terms of what maybe you would like to donate, or maybe you would like to start something in memory of your loved one. We celebrate Foundation Day. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the Foundation Day, this was the day in 1847 when the first prospectus of Roorkee College of Engineering, at that time it was not known as Thompson College of Civil Engineering, the first name in 1847 was Roorkee College of Engineering. At that time the prospectus was issued on 25th November 1847. So the IIT Roorkee of 2022, of course, this decision was taken 4 years back in October 2018, was proud to say that our true Foundation Day is that day. Not when we became IIT Roorkee, not when we became University of Roorkee, not when we became Thompson College of Engineering, but the day when this campus was started, the day when the seeds were sown for this campus. And that is what is the Foundation Day. Coincidentally, it is the same day as the Charter Day of University of Roorkee. And so in that sense, it has that continuity. We, of course, distinguished alumnus awards. Thanks to the alumni here, every year we are seeing a steady increase in the number of nominations. In fact, that this year I think it has broken even more expectations what was expected. A very large number of enthusiastic nominations have come. Of course, these awards will be announced maybe 2 months later. It will maybe done August end or September or maybe in October at that time. But thanks to the alumni, they are now nominating in large numbers. All those alumni who have made a name for IIT Roorkee by doing well in their respective walks of life. Whatever profession you choose, you may be a civil servant, you may be an engineer, you may be doing service to the society. If you are doing well, you bring name to the institute. And that is what IIT Roorkee wants to recognize you. That you are a distinguished alumnus because you have done something exceptional, something outstanding, by which you have taken the stature of IIT Roorkee higher. We now have an IIT Roorkee Foundation in US, and the large number of alumni donations that we are getting, a good number is coming from abroad. and thanks to the IIT Roorkee Foundation, because it is providing tax benefits to alumni in US. They will not get the same tax benefit as Section 80G as we are used to here. So by the creation, and again one of our alumni has done this. The creation of the IIT Roorkee Foundation itself is an initiative of one of our alumni. On our request, we had requested them. And because of that, now alumni in North America are able to donate in more numbers. More recently, we have created the IIT Roorkee Development Foundation. I would request the CEO to please stand up once. We have Mr. Santosh Kumar here. He is the CEO, the first CEO, the founder CEO of IIT Roorkee Development Foundation. This is a very required foundation because today's IIT Roorkee needs lots of resources, and lots of these resources are not available in government but may be available with the industry. And to be able to get more of CSR funds, to be able to get more of funds from the industry, the industry is more comfortable in talking to a company. So that is why we have created this Section 8 company. IIT Roorkee board has created the Section 8 company so that it can liaison more with the industry, it can improve our connect with the industry, bring all the required resources that maybe our country or our society is not able to give otherwise, and that is how promote excellence and make sure that the glory of IIT Roorkee is not only retained, but we go higher and higher. Consider. We regularly send those snippets. Some of you are not receiving, it's a cause for concern. We'll work harder to make sure that the database is better. For some time, messages from the director have not come, otherwise last year and the year before that, some messages like Holi message or New Year's message or Diwali message, that kind of message we were sending. And those messages essentially contained news from the campus. It was whatever is something that you may not have heard of and maybe something that's important. How alumni can contribute? The best way to contribute is please make yourself aware of whatever is happening in the campus. If you know whatever is happening, you will share it in your wider network. If you share in the wider network, you are benefiting IIT Roorkee in some manner or the other. Whatever things, good things, especially the good things, please do get to know, and you will, if you get yourself on the alumni database, if you are not there, write to the DORA. That is one very easy way of getting connected with the institute. Connect more alumni to the database. That is another thing that you can do to help the institute. You can nominate alumni for alumni awards whenever it comes. That is also a contribution because you bring more alumni to the institute, and also you increase the alumni network. Mentor students to the students mentorship program. I think it was briefly mentioned in one of the presentations that whatever experience you have and you want to help the students of today's IIT Roorkee. Is there an avenue how to do it? Now there is a dedicated portal on that. And who has created that portal? Again, an alumni has created that portal. Mr. Kiran Panesar, a US-based alumni has created that portal that any alumni, he or she can register, similarly student can register. And that portal does a matchmaking in terms of connecting with the today's student, and the students benefit from their experience of the alumni. Helping the placement at internship cell. You are all well placed. Many of you can improve we are already doing quite well in placement, but then hunger is more. We can do better. We can do even better. You can improve on that. Help us improve on that. You can help us to improve our industry connect. You can encourage bright students and faculty candidates to join IIT Roorkee. All of these things, anyone or more of these things are welcome. You can donate to IIT Roorkee in the memory of any of your loved ones. You can address some common doubts among fellow alumni. For example, I know now I'm quite familiar with some of the doubts. So one of the key doubts that I often want to address to our alumni is that it is true that we are a publicly funded institute. We get the support of the government of India, but we are not a government department. We are an autonomous entity created by an act of parliament. We have to fend for our own resources. If you think that the government is able to take care of all our needs, no, it is not able to take care. It cannot take care. Not only for IIT Roorkee, but for any IIT. So that is why it is important to understand that we are an autonomous body. We have to find resources. We have to look for resources. And the more an IIT is able to get those resources, the more it is able to promote excellence. The more it is able to take the rank higher and higher. Government gives a limited budget. It goes by whatever it can. We are a developing country. I mean, whatever the government gives, we must thank the government for that, because it has given that much. But then, as keepers, as people who have to carry forward the flame that was lit in 1847, and every alumni is so proud of that institute, I think we cannot just rest, or we cannot just say that, okay, we do not have enough budget, we cannot do that, we cannot do that. And so many ambitious projects have been made, and I'm very thankful to several alumni. In fact, one of the US-based alumni currently is making a very ambitious plan in terms of 2 mega projects that IIT Roorkee wishes to launch. One mega project is renovation of all the academic departments in the campus, because many of the buildings are aged, many of the facilities are aged, and this will be a mega project where contributions from all over will be sought. Another mega project is renovation of all the bhavans. Many of the bhavans, which were very good, very well light at one point in time, they are quite okay. I'm not complaining that they are not okay, but they do need a facelift. They do need a renovation. They cannot stand where they are. I mean, they need to improve. And IIT Roorkee Development Foundation is probably going to play a major role in both these mega projects. As I said, an alumni and IIT Roorkee, CEO of IIT Roorkee Development Foundation, they are preparing a detailed plan for that. It will be announced in maybe in August time frame. There will be a mega announcement in this regard. And we hope that our alumni will join in great numbers and make the success of both those projects. And the IIT Roorkee of today will be able to enter into the top 3 or 4 ranks of the country. That is what our wish and desire is. And we hope that you will be partners in the journey. Thank you very much. So, of course, I'll be very happy to take questions offline because we are short of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Sir. I would request you to please stay back for felicitating our senior alumni.
I'll take 2 minutes, sir, before we invite our senior alumni. So we've heard a lot of presentations about what we're doing at the campus. A lot of fantastic initiatives have been happening. A lot more needs to be done. A lot more we need to partake as alumni to ensure that the university goes, the institute goes higher and higher and reaches the skies. I want to ask all alumni present over here, are we all proud alumni of Roorkee? Yeah. Can we have that louder? Are we all proud alumni of Roorkee? Yeah. Number 2 question, are our spouses also proud of us being alumni? No, let the spouses say it. Please, can we have the spouses? The spouse can be a wife or a husband. Can they be loud enough also, please? Are they proud? So there's one thing that we were discussing in the networking session during the high tea is you need to be passionate about your colleges. You need to be passionate of where you studied. That's the only way you can contribute back. Because it's important to love where you've been brought up. It's important to be, especially when you've been in a boarding, especially when you stayed in a hostel for 4 years, the emotions run far stronger as compared to when you're a day scholar and going in and out of colleges. So the connect, at times we feel that we do not connect too often. It's taken IIT Roorkee to come to our city, it's come DORA to come to our city to get us together. And that's not too good. Let's take a lesson from here onwards, that let's activate all of us over here from Kolkata and ensure that we all at least try and meet up amongst ourselves once a year. And instead of IIT Roorkee coming and inviting us, we invite them to come here and be a part of our celebrations. So I would sincerely request a mixture of the youngsters who are sitting behind us backbenchers, and I've earmarked all of the youngsters for the later on question and answer session. So the youngsters and the seniors sitting over here can come together and ensure we drive this initiative forward. So can we have a big yes for that? Yeah. So we promise to meet as minimum once a year? Yeah. No, that wasn't a yes. Do we meet once a year? Yeah. Good. Twice a year. Oh, I love you, sir. Love you, sir. As an initiative, DORA, Roorkee wanted to felicitate some very senior alumni. It's an honor for all of us sitting in this room to have them amongst us. And now the point was, how do you choose a senior alumni? Even I'm senior alumni, but how do you choose a senior alumni? So one 175 years of celebration. So we coined and brought it back to 1975. So we said people who passed out from Roorkee 75 and earlier batches, we would request them and ask them to come on stage and be felicitated. We hope we've not missed out anybody. If we have, it just could be because of a mistake in the Google registration form or somewhere. We apologize in advance if there's someone over here who is actually 75 and before and his name might not be called out. We will make up for that, and it's an apology in advance. We got one mistake right now, 10 minutes back, and we've corrected it in advance. But if anyone gets missed out, it's apologies in advance. I would now request the gracious ladies, the anchors, to come on stage, and please invite our senior alumni on stage.
So, to begin with, can we please have on stage Mr. Raj Kumar Kapoor, 1960 Civil Engineering Department.
Mr. Ashok Kumar Mukherjee, 1985 Electronics and Communication Engineering. I'm sorry, 1965 Electronics and Communication Engineering.
Mr. Harvinder Singh, 1970 ECE.
Mr. Jabbar Ali, 1973 MIED. He'll be represented by Benny Lawson.
Mr. Sushil Kumar Gupta, 1973 Chemical Engineer.
Mr. Siddhartha Chakraborty, 1973 MTech ECE.
Mr. Raj Kakrania, 1969, to be represented by Anish Mehta.
Mr. Radhe Shyam, 1974 batch, Civil Engineering.
And Dr. Shamil Mukherjee, 1972, Civil Engineering MTech.
Can we have everyone standing up, please?
Can we now have a group photograph commemorating the importance of this evening? Thank you. Thank you all our seniors. Thank you, Director Sir.
I am going back 20 years from what Mr. Pan said, because my period was 62 to 65. there was no union at that time. So we only have a president at that time of club who used to be dean, and then vice presidents. So there was always election for vice president, and I stood also for the election for vice president. But I lost because all the girls hostel voted for me. That was the tradition at that time. Whosoever voted, girls hostel voted for must lose. So anyway, it was a great fun, because the most important thing in those days was the club. That was the center of activity. And we used to have our old master, William Master. He used to really scold us if we are doing something wrong or anything. Yeah. Yeah, marker. And of course, I must share our experience of mess. Mess was totally different. Very much disciplined. You must be there with proper dress, not like these days. I last visited the mess was, you have to stand and get the food and all that. It's not there. You have to be properly dressed. You have to be there on time. And there was two sections. One was veg section and non-veg section. And there will be a secretary. So I became the secretary of non-veg section in order to get a better preference. And you won't believe, apart from butler and bearer, particularly there used to be special dinner on Fridays, and then apart from usual thing, they used to serve chicken, baked chicken and all that with sauce. And I cannot find that taste till date. It is so fantastic. And most important thing was, after that, the roasted cashew nut would be in table, and with a cup, with a jar of Nescafe, and so that you can make your own coffee and have cashew nuts. So that, because I became General Secretary of I used to get the bigger piece and more attention from the better. But anyway, I share with whatever Mr. Pant said. It's a great experience to be part of Roorkee University at that time, and we all become leader in our profession because of what apart from education, the various other opportunities we got in the university. Thank you very much. And we welcome, and also, we have said that we must meet regularly and make the Calcutta chapter very vibrant.
Thank you.
Engineering student mess committees. Similarly, there used to be engineering student club, where he said about the marker. So that marker used to hurt them actually. No one could tell him not to speak like this. He used to be the master of that club. So we had all committees there also. We have Professional Secretary also, Cultural Secretary also, and the Overall Secretary also. They used to manage the club in a way, I think probably this is not done today. Maybe. And even what you said about the engineering student mess, same thing. It used to be mentioned, managed by the engineering students only. But The overall management was very, very nice, very disciplinary. Basically, the discipline was there in every field. Thank you very much. I'm grateful.
I'll use this better. Thank you for felicitating us, and thank you for saying that there is no discrimination now in the campus. I'll say that there was a discrimination when I was a student, long time back, but my experience as a student has been overshadowed by my experience as a faculty member of 40 plus years in the same campus. So that has much better experiences, more enriching experiences from the student side than from the student side that I got when I was a student. Why I'm saying this? Because the blue blood of Roorkee campus at that time were resident of Govind Bhavan, Ravindra Bhavan and D block of Ganga. That's all. Anybody outside of that were, what should I say, fringe people. If you are doing MSc, if you are doing ME, if you are doing PhD, oh my God, they are from a different planet altogether. So that was the scenario at that time, and I could distinctly see this. Oh my God, in Jawahar Bhavan there is no kaddu served on Saturday dinners. Oh, outrageous. Now that is not just that, but you could wear a kurta to the club, outrageous. You could wear a kurta to the mess, outrageous. So that discrimination is going off, it's very nice. I've seen over last 40 years that discrimination has gone off. And even in the undergrad messes, we right now see fine people going into shorts. Even the girls moving into shorts in the colleges, the classrooms. That's perfectly all right with me. I don't have an issue there. The last point that I would say is that Calcutta or Kolkata has a very strong connection with Roorkee. Vishalji was telling about some quizzes or other things. Could Vishalji please say what connection is there between Kolkata and Roorkee? Very strong connection, except that I am here. Except that.
I am the quiz master, I can't answer.
Yeah?
I am the quiz master, I can't answer.
Okay, it was the first university with which Roorkee College or Thomson College of Engineering was affiliated, 1864, till 1894 when it was affiliated to Allahabad University. Before that it was affiliated to Calcutta University. At that time it was called. So, Kolkata rightly has the right to be called some sort of a founding influence on the Roorkee institution as of today. So that is one thing. And two requests I have to make to Professor Chaturvedi, Professor Partho, and Parida Sahib. Number one, please revisit the naming of the main building as the Thomson Building. Because Thomson was a representative of Imperial India, and Roorkee College, Bengal Engineering College, Hindi College and Pune Engineering Colleges were not established out of any philanthropy, but because increasing revenues was the main goal of the British government. Engineering education, very good. I don't have any issue saying there. Roorkee produced the best of engineers. Same as Pune. M. Vishwaswaraya was a student of Pune. And same Hindi, which started as a service school in 1790, much ahead of us. But service school only and not as a college. And Bengal Engineering College, Shivpur, 1856, I think. I'm not very sure of the date. but they were not acts of philanthropy. So James Thomason was the Lieutenant Governor of North-West Province, in which Roorkee belonged to at that time, and therefore he was a cog in the wheel of that imperialist British government. And I would request you please revisit the naming of the main building as Thompson Building, number one. You can name it as Sir Toby Cotley Building, I don't have an issue. An excellent engineer, Toby Cotley. And second request is that make it compulsory for every student to read the convocation address of Subbarayan Chandrasekhar, the special convocation address which he delivered Roorkee in 1989. And this is a highly illustrative example of what is the pursuit of knowledge. So please, there must be, that lecture must be available in printed from somewhere in the archives. Please take out copies and distribute it to all the students so that they know what Subbarayan Chandrasekhar thinks about what pursuit of knowledge is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, I would like to call upon Mr. Santosh Kumar sir to present the vote of thanks for the evening. Mr. Santosh Kumar is the CEO of IIT Roorkee Development Foundation and a seasoned business professional with close to 19 years of experience and proven leadership with rich experience of working with diverse stakeholders and organizations. Sir, please.
Good evening, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. After hearing so much nostalgia from different ages, different batches, so I would say I am the newest in the family. So before I say vote of thanks, as mentioned, the Kolkata will always remain special. Well, as a 175th year of celebration, I am joining it as for the first time to see this myself. So thank you very much for giving me this warmth feeling before I say vote of thanks to all of you. It has given me an immense pleasure to extend our vote of thanks to all on behalf of IIT Roorkee. I am delighted to witness a program with all achievers around. Hope you all really enjoyed this reunion and you will carry home a beautiful memory. I would like to thank our guest of honor, Padma Shri Harsh Nyotia ji, for taking valuable time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion. Now I would like to thank our guest of honor, Shri Manoj Pant ji, an alumnus of 1988 batch IIT Roorkee, currently working as Principal Secretary and Finance Secretary, West Bengal, at Government of West Bengal. Sir, your nostalgia, your words are refreshing me because I am connecting the dot from a very fresh point of view. I would also like to sincerely thanks to our Honorable Director, Sir, Professor Ajit Chaturvedi, for being a guide all along from conceptualizing the event of 175 years till supporting even single day, every day. I would also like to thank Professor Manoranjan Parida, Sir, Deputy Director. His motivation and support all along with his very humble supporting human gestures. It's very special for all of us. I would like to thank Professor Partharoy sir, Dean of Resources and Alumni Affairs, IIT Roorkee, for wholeheartedly engagement. You can see him even now. He is very busy in fixing things right now in the background. And I have seen it from the background because I am associated with DORA office partly right now. So I see him, all the work happening behind the stage, and I feel it how this event came into the shape. So thank you very much to Professor Partharoy. I would also like to thank Professor Arun Kumar, Chairman of 175th year's commitment of ongoing celebrations of IIT Roorkee, for his active participation in the entire series of outreach events, which I got to know. Finally, I would like to thank our esteemed senior alumni who have been consistent motivation in shaping this reunion journey to make it a grand success. I will name 10 of them along with the batches. Sri Rajkumar Kapoor, BE Civil Engineering, 1960. Sri Ashok Kumar Mukherjee, BE Electronics and Communication, 1965 batch. Sri Raj Kakrania, BE Electronics and Communication, 1969 batch. Sri Har Ravinder Singh, BE ECE, 1970 batch. Sri Jabir Ali, BE Mechanical and Industrial Engineering, 1973 batch. Sri Sushil Kumar Gupta, BE Chemical Engineering, 1973 batch. Sri Siddharth Chakravarti, ME Electronics and Communication, 1973 batch. Sri Rajiv Bhargav, BE Civil Engineering, 1974 batch. Sri Radhesh Syamji, BE Civil Engineering, 1974 batch. Sri Sudhir Saxena, BE Civil Engineering, 1974 batch. I would also like to thank all our retired faculty members from IIT Roorkee who are settled in Kolkata and have come here to grace this occasion. I would like to really thank the commendable hard work of DORA office staffs, Mr. Kamal Singh, Mr. Vishal Verma and Mr. Arjun Mehta for making this event happen, and sincere support from rest of the team who are in campus right now. I would also like to thank our event partner and all staffs from Hotel Novotel who contributed to make this event a grand success. Once again, on behalf of our IIT Roorkee family, I thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for delivering the vote of thanks. Behind any successful event, there are people who are doing it from the back, or you do not know at times. So we have an event partner, event manager, Partha Pradeep Datta, from 3S Events Company, who's done the entire arrangement. So big thanks to you, Pradeep, for getting this act together. Our co-anchors, Shreya, both of you, we will recognize you a little later. We will get you back on stage. I don't think people are going to like them after half an hour, because there's something scheduled after half an hour. I don't think you are going to thank them after that, because they're going to be driving the question answers and the fun part with all of you. I would actually especially like to acknowledge Professor Partharoy. He has been thanked, Professor Partharoy, sir, he has been thanked already, but I would actually say that we've been working very closely for the last 3 to 4 weeks, and on an average 10 to 50 WhatsApp messages per day are exchanged between us and the group to get this event together. So we've had a lot of fights, a lot of arguments, discussions, all healthy obviously, to ensure that we do a grand event. So thank you very much, sir, for being partaker over there. And thank you to the hotel and to all of you present over here. This is not the end. Normally vote of thanks means you get up and get out. Don't do that. Please don't. It will be your loss. This is the vote of thanks for the formal event. Can we now have the national anthem? Can we have everyone please stand up for the national anthem, please?
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा चञ्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
So, before we move out for the next session, so I just have one small announcement to make. Because this program was possible because of a continuous support by a group of alumni with whom, as Mr. was talking about, that exchanging 50 mails every day, it was all possible because we had a very good dynamic group of alumni. So I would like to call upon them one by one on the stage, and so you like to have just a small token of appreciation to be given. I would request Professor Chaturvedi to come to the dais because we won't have seen this day without their continuous support. So first I would request Mr. Vishal Kapoorji to come on the dais, please. So he worked relentlessly, taking all the time out of his busy schedules, making this happen. Absolutely. So, thank you so much, Mr. Binny Law, Mr. Binny Law. So he had been running around all the time. So he's still running. So it's our honor and pleasure. Mr. B.K. Jain. Mr. B.K. Jain. Yes, he's coming. Because we still remember the first meeting that we had under the leadership of Mr. Mukherjee. So, there, B.K. Jain. Dr. Mrs. Arina Sarkar. Arina Sarkar ma'am. Arina Sarkar ma'am.
Outside.
She's outside?
Yeah, she's outside. May I call her?
Yes, she will be called. By the meantime, I move to the next speaker. Mr. Ambar. So, Mr. Ambar, again, he was one of the very active members from the beginning itself. Mr. Ashish Gupta. He's a young batch to be a senior alumni felicitation. Then we have Mr. Ashish, then Mr. Suman Ghosh. Oh, Ms. Irene Sarkar, ma'am. Thank you, yeah. So she was in the first meeting that you had, because she came all the way. Mr. Suman Ghosh is outside. Okay. Then Mr. Partha Tripathi. Welcome, Mr. Partha. Thank you so much for your continuous support. Then we have two anchors of the day, along with Mr. Kapoorji, Shreya Jain, who happens to be my student as well. Thank you, Shreya. Ms. Chainika Das. Thank you, Chainika, being part of this event. So Mr. Shuman Ghosh is not there still now. Okay, so I think You can give it to somebody else, and you can give it to them. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Now for the, let's tell you what is in store for us now ahead. So the formal part of the event is over, and now the fun and the entertainment is going to start. We've lined up a few quiz fun questions, some serious, where we might connect to the senior alumni for some tidbits of their experience, though a lot has been shared while they were on the stage. Some quiz questions to all of us alumni sitting in this room, going back years or very current in nature, mixed nature. While we're doing that, our musical troupe, the band, is going to be setting up because it takes them around half an hour to set up their system and instruments and balancing, etc. And we'll have a musical performance after that. And after that, we have something else planned which we will reveal slowly because we can't reveal everything together. We will reveal that slowly. So I'm going to be handing it over now to both of them to drive the agenda forward and have as much fun as possible.
Thank you, Vishal sir. Manoj sir, I'll start with you. I want to ask you, like they show in engineering colleges about ratio of girls to boys. So how was it with your batch? And how did that feel?
In our batch of, I think, 20 tech students, we had 2 female students and rest were all men. And in geophysics, physics, other batch, another of, I think, 18, we had 5 female and rest were all men. So, but it was good. I mean, it was.
We would also like to know about your ragging experience.
I don't know if my colleagues Bhartesh and Amber are here. I actually got an award of the most ragged student of the year. And I had come from Nainital. I was a boarder in Nainital. So I was like a typical hill guy with red, bright tomato cheeks. And I was a little plump. Not that I'm thin now, but I was a little plump. So I was like the first point of attraction for all seniors. And I remember 6 days and nights in a row, I did not reach my room. I would come out from one ragging session, next ragging session, third ragging session, fourth ragging session, non-stop. But I'll also tell you one thing. No senior was allowed to even physically touch a junior. Not a finger. Because if you lay a finger on the junior, and the junior can tell anybody that seniors are out of college. It's very clear. Ragging was legal that time, but it was within boundaries, within limits. It was great fun while we were ragging, not while we were getting ragged. So there's one story for those who've been, and all of us have studied in the hostels. How many people can tell me what was, and there's a chocolate for the winner. I'm asking one quiz question. How many people can tell me what was Mussoorie and Kanyakumari? Who all remember Mussoorie and Kanyakumari? Raise your hands. Plus you are 2 seniors. I'll ask you. Tell sir, what was Mussoorie, what was Kanyakumari? Our punishment used to be, if you do something good or bad, was Mussoorie Jaya and Kanyakumari. Mussoorie was a loft above the cupboard, so we got to climb and sit there and stay there for some hours, or get to Kanyakumari means get into the bed. So, those were days, and for 1 month, Amber, correct me if I'm wrong, 30 days, all freshers will have to wear full sleeve shirt. You can't roll up your sleeves or have a half sleeve shirt. No watch, no jeans, pants and shoes, hair fully oiled, fully bright, full oil, because that was the way of identifying who juniors are, or what we used to call as fachas. Fresher and bacha put together, fachas. So I think one chocolate is has to go to sir because he gave the right answer. Who's giving the chocolates?
Kapoor sir, I have a question for you. I've heard about butler services being given during your time. Is it true?
Yes, but actually butlers used to handle all the mess training hall. And that was the most disciplined thing. Because the butler has said that you are not leaving this place, nobody can do it. Actually, on Saturdays, what he said, Saturdays we had special dinners, and that dinner used to be a wonderful dinner, and we used to serve the 3 dishes after that, and nobody could leave the table unless you have full meals or not meals. You have to sit there. But even if one student gets up without permission, he will go out. And butler used to have handled everything. Very good, his guest service is there, but they were disciplined. They were disciplined to the extent that the students used to, give regard to the book. And they didn't want to go. No, not butler. Actually, we never had our these posters, I thought. We had barracks. And each barrack had different rooms. There were about 8 or 10 rooms on barrack. So one barrack, one room used to have 4 students in each. And we used to have, you can say, a helper, a servant, whatever it is. He used to handle everything for those 4 students. I mean, they used to polish shoes, they used to make their beds, and they used to bring the breakfast. You don't want to go to the best for the breakfast. You get the breakfast, lay them on give it to all the persons and serve. That used to be personal, not butler, you can't say, but it was a personal help also, and that used to be our side. That is that way, not the butler. Butler service was in the mess, not here. So, but we have to have those. Actually, we had that experience of making the bed by him, polishing the shoes by him, arranging the things for us. You learn discipline from them all, and that's the basic. It was a very, very disciplined school, and everyone who wants to be disciplined, he has done it, otherwise no.
Thank you so much, sir. We are moving on to some quiz questions for the audience. Chanika, please start.
Now more questions open to all of you, and let's see who has focused on the entire presentation that was run through the evening. Okay, so can somebody give me the answer to what is the current strengths of students in IIT Roorkee?
9210. One winner, one prize. One prize. Inter chocolates.
But answer again, 9210. The student.
9210. That's nice.
So accurate. I would like to ask you, which year did the University of Roorkee got converted to IIT Roorkee? 2001. That's right, 2001.
What is the total number of departments in IIT Roorkee today? Exact numbers. Nobody? Yes? Madam is saying. Yes, that'll be correct. Please, a chocolate for ma'am.
Okay, can anyone answer what is the present name of Afro-Asian hostel? Please execute a chocolate for sir, please. It's Khosla International House.
What is the total number of hostels in IIT Roorkee today?
9.
Any more answers? Sir. Ma'am, just answer up. Let's get a reward chocolate for ma'am. Answer is 50. 50.
Does anyone know the name of the oldest hostel in 175 years of university? One person. The oldest hostel in 175 years of University of Roorkee or IIT Roorkee? Please raise a hand.
Kotle Bhavan.
Wrong answer.
There was one more thing. If you give a wrong answer, you have to give a chocolate. Right answer, you get a chocolate. Wrong answer, you have to give a chocolate.
Ganga Bhavan.
Ganga Bhavan is the right answer. Okay, next. Can somebody give me the foundation who started the School of Artificial Intelligence and Data Sciences in IIT? The name of the foundation that started the School of Artificial Intelligence and Data Sciences.
Mike, please, Mike, please.
Matchmaking.
Matchmaking in a match.
Any anecdote stories?
Me and my wife were both in MR, and then we did PhD together. And we were 2014 and 16, 14, 16 now. And then 2021 passed out PhD. Yeah, we got married during our PhD.